Hi there friends, how are you? Tori Favreau, horror author and your reviewer. I know this is a bit of a different look, but I just finished up a writer's luncheon and my car is probably going to do Apple Play in 2 seconds, so we'll just pretend that it's not going to whilst I wait for it to do so. Do, 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 do. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I get paranoid about this because it cuts off the camera. Another YouTube channel I do, I often speak in the car, and as soon as CarPlay kicks in, that's the end of it. Give me a second. Well, it doesn't seem like it wants to do it. So that might have been for nothing. I don't know. If you are new to the channel, thank you. Normally I'm sitting in front of my bookcases telling you about books and other bits and pieces that I have indulged in. Yesterday, I went a little bit crazy on the yard. I bought quite a few books yesterday, but some of them were comic books. But I ended up getting six things that I wish to read, and then at some stage I'd love to talk to you guys about them and see what your thoughts are. I just knew it was going to do it. If I cut off mid-sentence there, the car handshaked with the CarPlay and turned off the video camera. So if you missed a sentence or two, it's not the end of the world, and it's just a little fill you in on what happened this afternoon for me. So at 1 o'clock, I went to the Royal Hotel here in Toowoomba in Queensland. That's where I live. And I went to a writers group lunch. I'd never been there before. I don't really know anyone in town. I'm really keen to meet and get to know people, but it was lovely. I would say roughly 20 people showed up at this lunch, and so I get to talk to people at different stages of their writer's journey, and it made for some interesting conversation. And one of them, I don't know how many of you are watching me because of the different horror groups I'm in, or whether you've been recommended by another horror author, but one of the things I walked away from was everyone was writing very different things. And then 2 people in the group admitted to using AI in their writing, in their editing. And I felt weird because then one of them proceeded to read out like a page from what they had written, but it sounded machiney. And but it may not have been. This is the thing. And one of the ladies got upset when she heard that people were using AI, and just, spoke her mind about that. That got a little bit uncomfortable for a moment. For me, I don't know how I felt about it. I was more excited about meeting different writers from the local area. Toowoomba has a lot of writers, which is fantastic. Most of them are self-publishing, like I am. There was one lady in the group, and this blew my mind. I thought they were joking, but they weren't. She writes romance books, and she has written 44 books, but has not published any of them. She's finally being encouraged to get them published. And I found that fascinating. When I finished writing my first book, I was so excited to get it out there, let alone having done it like 40 plus times and then not publishing. And you know what? Writing is such a personal thing. For me, with my books, I just want people to have fun with them. I do think that sadly reading is a bit of not a dying art, but I think that people are so overwhelmed by social media stuff, 30-second snippets of reels and TikTok and YouTube shorts. I think sometimes people look at a book and think that's too hard, and it's not the case at all. I always think reading is a muscle, and look, I didn't make that up if you thought that was really clever and insightful, but reading is most certainly a muscle. And you have to work on it and develop it in order for it to give you the rewards of reading. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, I really want to get back into reading, well, my advice is do it. And my other advice would be start off with short stories. Buy anthologies of something that might interest you. That way you get to read a whole heap of different authors all in the one book. I think short stories are lovely then. And also, you know, don't make a huge commitment to reading a whole book in one sitting. Maybe just, I'm going to read a chapter. Most authors now, or people who look after book things, a car just braked really abruptly in front of me then. That gave me a fright. I've just gone grocery shopping. That's my groceries. Oh my goodness, all the cars just went boom, boom, boom because one car cut all the rest off. Okay. Well, I'm glad you got to share that with me. Life in Australia, guys. Not only for a lot of you Americans, we're on the wrong side of the road, but then you see what happens when I've got cardboard boxes in the back and stuff on top of them sliding. Bloody hell. Commit to reading a chapter is what I was trying to get out before, you know, we decided to do Destruction Derby. Just do a chapter. Make books palatable for you. I wonder if I looked terrified during that, all those cars hitting the brakes. I kind of hope I did. I don't know if I'll remember though when I post the video to look for that. I should almost, wait a second, I'll leave a note for myself. I'll leave a note for myself. Because I'm going to have to pick up all my groceries too. Not now, but when I get home. Hey, Tori, go back and have a look and see if you look terrified when the cars all stop suddenly. I just put a little video note in telling myself to go back to my own video and see if I'd look terrified so I can make that the thumbnail. But I found the lunch to be awesome, and it was very interesting to see what propels other people forward in their writing journey. And it was kind of funny in that we all ate lunch. It was a lovely lunch, but when you're eating and you can only sort of speak to the people that were near you, but yet you could see all these other people down the other end of the table, and you just wanted to get into it and find out what they did too. So I'm glad that at the end they sort of have a round table where they introduce themselves and they talk about what they are doing. And I realized for myself, I am desperately letting myself down in terms of marketing my books, letting more people know about them. I'm going to tell you guys this because it's like, well, it's just my life, and I do tell things about, where I believe I can improve. And the reason why I do is, one, it's transparency, but two, it also may prompt you to think to yourself, I don't know how to do that either. That may be something I need to learn. So my thing is that, one, I realize that I do not know how to market myself effectively. Not at all. I've got the YouTube channel, which I'm doing now. I have a small TikTok presence, only hundreds of followers, not thousands or anything clever like that. I don't know how to do a website. I don't know how to set up a mailing list, which I should do all these. Like, in particular, my book Pinata has sold in enough numbers that it would make sense for me to have a mailing list that I can, like one of the ladies in the group, and this thing that I thought was super cool, she writes about sewing, like she teaches people how to sew and quilt and do things with material. She has a mailing list of 50,000 people that she sends a newsletter to once a month telling them what she's doing. And that's her job, to create patterns and teach people how to sew. And then she sends this thing out, and they were talking about the opening rate of emails, and her opening rate, and where people are reading them. Somehow this must be a trackable thing. She said it's over 50% of people will open up her email, read it, and more often than not do act on the information or the special. And all I thought to myself was, I need to know how to do that, guys. I need to know how to set up a website, just something basic. It doesn't even need to be a good website. I need to know how to be able to sell my own copies of my books, that I can sign them, personalize them. Another thing I noticed too, and I'm just ruminating, hopefully this is okay because it's not a review, it's just my life as an author. I need to learn. I like networking. I don't know how big the horror community here is in Toowoomba, and look up Toowoomba if you want. It is a city, I'm driving through the city right now, but it's also a country town at the same time. It is the best. I am falling in love with it. The more time I spend here, the more I love it. And I wasn't sure if initially I would be in a position where I'd be thinking to myself, oh, I'm not sure that I like living in the country. I do, I love it. Because this, as you can see, there's nice big open streets. There's the gardens here are beautiful even in the city. This city is very multicultural. And you're not spoilt for choice when it comes to food. Yeah, marketing. Go back to marketing, Tori. Too busy singing the praises of my city. I don't know the first thing about it, not at all. And with the success of Pinata, I should have a mailing list. I should have a website. People probably go to torifavro.com because I've advised them to, because the domain exists. I own it. Thank goodness. There's no website. So it's all time. My other job keeps me very busy at the moment. My wife is taking over a lot of that to let me focus on this stuff. But yeah, it's just busy all the time. I'm sure as you guys are busy too. But I just wanted to say to you guys that if you're wanting to network, look for your local writing groups. I'm so glad I went. Like I said, I don't know I do know how I feel about two of the group using. One lady's using AI to translate her books into other languages, but she writes them herself, and I believe her. But that was the one that another lady got upset about. She's like, you're using AI and taking jobs away from people. And she has the other lady has spent tens of thousands of dollars. I think she's said she's written 16 books and trying to get them translated into other languages. It is interesting. Where do you stop? If I was to translate my books into other languages, it would be into Spanish for sure, and German most likely. I think that I'd pick up a lot of Spanish-speaking readers, and I don't know the cost to get a human to translate it. It probably sounds a bit better than what a machine would do it as. And the tough thing is, it's I do speak a little bit of Spanish, but not enough barely enough to know that it had done it faithfully to my own writing. So that would be interesting. I might one day actually ask one of my fellow authors who I do know speaks Spanish as well, if they wouldn't mind. I'll pay them, but to translate Pinata, because it's a small book, and just see how it goes. That'd be exciting. But it opened my eyes up to a lot of different things today, guys. And I'm really grateful that group exists. There's another writing group I'm a part of too here. And I think I might even try to see what's available, even if I have to do a slightly longer drive. But in any case, I just went away from the writers group and I felt like my bucket was full. And I'm really, really happy that I went and, braved facing people I don't know. And I thought I'd share that with you guys. So just a bit of an ad hoc video that is not a review. And I'm really keen to go home. I started a quiet horror book last night. It's called The Nightmare Children. And so far it's looking good. And so are you. I'll see you on the next video.